Welcome to the Viãtrix Atelier podcast. Join us on an eclectic exploration of arts and culture, adventure travel, cuisine, and conversations with inspiring women. I'm your host, Nicola Peluso, actor, artist, adventurer, founder, and creative director of Viãtrix Atelier. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Lena, and I'm the editor of Viãtrix Atelier, and I would like to very warmly welcome you to our very first episode. And I'm very excited about this one because, first of all, we are at Soho House, Stockholm, and I am together with my very good friend and the founder and creative director of Viãtrix Atelier, and her name is Nicola Peluso.
Well, hello, Miss Lena.
Hello, my darling. I'm so happy you made your way all the way here to Stockholm so we can record this episode. And I'm super excited to talk about you because we have been friends for quite some time now. And it's a very interesting journey since I've known you and, with friends, like first you meet them in a specific surrounding and then you get more layers and then she's doing that. She's doing that. Oh, this is incredible. So I just want to have a little bit of just like a friend conversation about your journey of becoming a fashion designer. But I think my first question to you is, do you remember how we met?
Well, we met on Zoom during the pandemic through Women in Film and Television, and it was such a special time because we were all trying to keep ourselves energized and invigorated and, so into creativity when we were all kind of in this, impossible holding period, a purgatory, if you will. And I just remember your face lighting up the little box on the little Zoom box. And I think we got chatting in a breakout room, and then you cast me as an actor in your incredible film, Easy Setup High.
Yes, in my very first short film that I shot during the pandemic with a friend in Paris. So she shot in Paris and I shot in London. That's where we met. And it was actually a very easy, I'm very often with like gut decisions, but with you it was very easy. I was looking for a specific kind of character for this role that I had in mind. And I just saw you and I just know, yeah, you were it. And you were so brilliant and you did such an incredible job. And were so accommodating in these like really, as you said, difficult times. No budget. Little budget, tiny budget. I think we're shooting at your house.
Budget.
Petite budget. Yeah, we were shooting at your house because there was no other options available. So yeah, but let's not talk about the.
It was a beautiful script, though.
Thank you.
We need a whole other episode to talk about our filmmaking.
Oh yeah, actually, we can do that. We can do that. We can make like a side podcast about our other endeavors. Because you are an actor, you are a producer, you're an incredible director. You just have your next like big film running at film festivals. Can you tell me again what it's called?
Oh, it's called 3,650 Days.
Yes, an incredible, wonderful film. But you are also an incredible, talented fashion designer. And that is something that I think took me a while to find out about you. Because for people who know you, or like maybe even people who don't know you, you have like an incredible sense of fashion. So every time I see you, you have such not only beautiful clothes, but they are so, I don't know, there's always something very unique about it. It's very intricate and you have beautiful bags and beautiful shoes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. and I noticed I ended up, and I'm still doing it, that you are like my, how do you say? You are my go-to person if I have any questions about quality of fabric or, so much about bags and textures. And you're part a little bit at fault that I started shopping so much bags. Because before that I was like, I like this bag.
I took you to the dark side.
You took me to the dark side of bag hunting. And now I'm like deep into it, but I'm very much enjoying it. And I really love it that I can just text you or send you a voice message and say, Nicola, I found this bag. What do you think? And then you're like, I had one of them. No, like the fabric tours, or yeah, this is actually incredible. And like literally, all about the leather, about the stitching. And it's the same with clothes. And this is actually how I found out like about your complete other background that you have, which is studying fashion design. So please take us on a little journey about how that went on about. And I think you left California like quite young to study. And yeah, just tell us a little bit about that, because it's an incredible story.
Sure, thank you. Well, I don't know, it's funny looking back, I've always done the same things. So when I had my first agent for acting when I was 4 years old.
Wow.
And in LA, yeah, I signed with this incredible, oh, she was the most amazing woman, such a legend. Her name was Nina Blanchard, and I would go into the big studios, Sony, Paramount, and Disney, and audition for everything under the sun. And I don't know, some of my earliest childhood memories are auditioning, going on the sets, flipping through Vogues. And then I've always been kind of, I guess, an introverted extrovert. And especially through childhood and my teen years, you could always find me in my bedroom with a movie on, sometimes the same film, if it was really incredible, replaying over and over, and looking through magazines and drawing clothes. And it's just been quite natural to me. I've always been so drawn to both of those things. And I graduated high school early. I skipped a grade and I finished at 16. And I really wanted a career in the arts. And on a whim, I applied to a design school in Milan called Istituto Marangoni. And at the time, I sent in my sketches. I was too young to be admitted into the program. My family and I looked at the requirements for entry, and I wouldn't meet them due to my age, but I sent them in anyways. And at the time, I remember Dolce and Gabbana was my everything, Monica Bellucci and those binding dresses and that feminine sexuality and power and presence, none of which I had as an awkward, 17-year-old with braces and mostly hanging out in her bedroom. And we looked at all the different design schools, and I thought, Domenico Dolce went to Marangoni. This is the place for me. Milan.
Okay, so he was the reason, because I was like, how does a girl in Sonoma County learns about the school? No offense, don't get me wrong.
No,
but,
not at all.
yeah.
So, first I grew up in LA and we're really surrounded by culture and fashion and art. And then we did move to the Sonoma Napa Valley, which at the time was mostly farming country. But I guess LA, that lifestyle and film, and I was a child model as well. So I had already been, from my earliest years, really, really steeped in the arts and fashion. So that kind of, I remember when we relocated to Sonoma County, and I was, for my first day of school in year 5, I was obsessed with Clueless, and I got this outfit that looked just like Alicia Silverstone. And I showed up to school my first day to make the best impression with my pleated miniskirt and my knee-high socks and my boots,
Oh my God.
and all the kids were in overalls and sneakers, and I got laughed at until I was in tears and just shooed off the playground. No one had ever seen anything quite like me, so it was a culture shock for sure.
But it's so funny when you said watching the same film over and over again. I was like, oh my God, is it gonna be Clueless?
It could have been Clueless.
Yeah, because I think for like girls, I think this was like one of the first movies about fashion, like someone who's into fashion.
I think so. Yeah, especially
At
for
least
her generation. Yeah, same. And so to my surprise, I applied to Marangoni, and they were so impressed with my work that they agreed to make an exception. And
Wow.
I was the youngest person at that time ever to be accepted into the school. So my mother flew me over, and the next thing I know, I'm in a pattern making class with a master pattern maker for Prada. And I remember my design teacher, she designed for Costume National, and I got picked up by a modeling agency, and I was really thrust in the deep end. And at that time, it was, God, 2005, and the industry wasn't at a point of being very progressive. This is pre-Me Too. This is pre even anyone discussing sustainability or ethics in fashion. I found myself really thrust into the deep end of the ocean. And I finished the year and decided that perhaps through a myriad of unfortunate experiences, perhaps fashion wasn't for me, which I took very, very hard. And when I got home, I went into, well, a bit of heavy grief, spending your childhood looking at these fashion magazines and thinking that that's the place for me, and then realizing it's your naively
Yeah.
that it's a very different picture.
Yes.
So my mother didn't really know what to do with me, and she bought me a trip to climb Mount Kilimanjaro for my 18th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She said, well, she had found this list in my room, my list of wishes, and
Yeah.
I had traveled a lot as a teen and gone through like cultural sister city programs. So Sonoma County had this beautiful initiative with our sister city, Bukjeju in South Korea, and they were taking a few promising high school students to go and represent our town.
And you were one of them.
And I happened to be one of them. I had applied and written an essay about why I thought it would be good to go. But I'd been to Ireland, I'd been to many countries, and I had made a list, dreams, kind of, I guess, is bucket list, if you will, of places I'd like to go. And Kilimanjaro was on there, and I guess she found this list in my room. She's very nosy, and bought
Mom.
a ticket. Good mom. And I said, I couldn't possibly go. I haven't been training. That's an intensive thing.
Yes.
And she said, I don't care. It's non-refundable. You're going. And she just, like sullen teenager, just threw me in the car and, pushed me out at the airport and said, have a great time. And I was so blessed that she did. And my time on the mountain, my guide, Wilbert Moelle, one of the most incredible human beings and a Maasai warrior, taught me so many things on the mountain. It was such a place to heal, and it really opened my eyes to myself and my strength and what life could look like. Complete juxtaposition to Milan. And then from there I came back. I did some soul searching, and I'd missed acting so much. And I thought, okay, that's where I belong. And then I applied to Lee Strasberg in Los Angeles, and I was accepted. And then I went and I trained in method technique there. And then started working as an actor in independent films, but I would always still sketch, sketch clothing, tuck it in my pocket. Over the years, I did a lot of female solo traveling and worked on a lot of indie films. And I would find that in certain places I would travel to, like, for example, when I was shopping for Kilimanjaro or when I went to Beijing for a trip, I could never find clothing that I deemed suitable with my little fashionista background and my love of textiles and tailoring. And then you go to REI, one of my favorite places in the world.
I even know that. I know my American friends laugh. For me, this store is called Ray.
Which is
Let's go to Ray.
Sounds very chic, Ray.
Yes.
I love that.
I always said, let's call it Ray. It's much better. But everybody's like, no, Lena, it's not called Ray.
I think maybe for, in UK, the equivalent would be like crag hoppers or anywhere you find these like sports outfitting, hiking, adventuring, expedition clothing.
And I have a cool question about that.
Yeah.
Because when you said you just thrown in the deep end to go to Kilimanjaro, did you as a teenager, did you know what to buy for it? Because I think I would have been like, yeah, I'm just going to buy some hiking boots and going to bleed my feet to death because I don't know anything.
No.
Or, were you prepared? Did you know what you would need, or would they send you a list of clothing that would be recommended?
They do send a list. So with a lot of these expeditions, they will send you an itinerary and then a list of things that you will need.
Yes.
And then REI was they're still a great place. They're an amazing, amazing company and co-op. And then you go there and an expert, I'm like, I'm going spelunking. What do I need? And they'll
Got
get
it.
you the headlamp and all the gear.
Got it.
Um, Now after so many different trips, and I know mostly what I need, but you should always take advice from whoever's hosting the
Yeah.
excursion,
Yeah.
or expedition or climb. So I would find whenever I was looking for clothing to travel,
Mm.
I could never find anything that really suited my needs. Everything was quite, no matter what brand I tried on, ill-fitting and didn't seem to have a feminine silhouette in mind.
I agree that like the outdoor clothes are still very often like a very straight shaped person, and
Very straight shape, very itchy material.
yes.
Utilitarian pockets, but they aren't in quite the right place that you can even reach into them.
Yeah.
They don't really adapt. The fabric doesn't have any give. And aesthetically, you don't feel elegant or sexy or beautiful. You put
Mm.
something on you, oh my gosh, I might as well stay here in the fitting room.
Or everybody spots you a mile away that you're like a hiker.
Exactly. You're the tourist. You're the,
Yeah.
you're the easy mark. And they aren't really suitable for a variety of occasions. So you're just like, well, I'm going out to dinner in my hiking gear. And so I'd always wanted something better for myself.
Mm.
And then fast forward, I moved to New York. I ended up having a stage at Momofuku Noodle Bar and learning how to cook, and won an internship at Alexander Nash, a bespoke men's suiting company that dressed incredible men like Tyson Beckford and Rory McIlroy. And I'd just hang out in the corner sewing buttons and learning everything I could about traditional tailoring techniques. I worked as a model there, and I became involved with an incredible non-for-profit called Nomi Network. They create pathways to sustainable employment for women and girls that have fallen victim to human trafficking. They do incredible work in Cambodia, in many different states in India, and also in the US.
Mm.
And getting to know the founder of Nomi Network, Diana Mao, and hearing these harrowing stories of her incredible journey to build her non-for-profit. And I started to realize, this was in 2013, and I started to realize, oh, maybe this isn't only a personal desire.
Yeah.
Maybe there are other women who need clothing like this.
Yes.
And so I started sketching with intention, but was still a little bit too bashful and too,
What do you mean bashful?
well, when I got back from Marangoni, I tried to start my own little brand.
Yeah.
And at that time it was impossible.
Mm.
The amount of money you would need. I mean, for even any textile mill to even speak to you,
Yeah.
you couldn't manufacture in low MOQs, or small minimum order quantities,
Yeah.
right? You needed to put in an order for 1,000 shirts.
Mm.
So the barriers to entry were so extreme that, a teenager in her bedroom couldn't create anything. And I think I kind of internalized the defeat of my time in Milan
Yeah.
and my research after. But then, with the progression of technology, things like Shopify, for example, what we can access now is really incredible.
And
So
build a website,
exactly,
yeah.
you used
Mm.
to need a team of 100 people to build a website.
Yeah.
So I think around 2013, I had this idea. What if we were like really chic? What if I could design really chic, fabulous travel clothes that could take you from day to night, and I could give them to the founder of Nomi Network and all these incredible women.
Mm.
And then, at that time I was modeling and making indie films in New York, and so it was a concept that I was playing around with, but I
Yes.
wasn't ready to like birth and,
Yes. Yes.
bring down from the ether and, bring to fruition. A few years later, I moved to London, and had my daughter.
Mm.
And it was then where I had a lot of time at home with her, that I started to tinker more with this concept. And initially, I started with a jumpsuit. And I thought, what if there was this jumpsuit that I could change a million different ways, be able to remove pieces of it in public, not need privacy, be protected from insects, be able to go to the bathroom in the jungle and look so sexy and elegant that I could go from the jungle to a Michelin star restaurant.
Which you do. She's wearing the jumpsuit right now. You actually, unfortunately, you can't see it, but you will soon on the website. So I just want to dig in there a little bit, because I think I find it incredible that you had an idea like at a very young age. And we all have ideas, like we want to be this, we want to do that. But I think it's very impressive and interesting that it like stayed with you for so long, that it now comes to fruition, like because it's still the same idea, because sometimes like, oh, maybe I can do this. And then it's, blah, blah, blah. But it's basically the same idea as you had as a young woman, like climbing Kilimanjaro and saying, nah, this doesn't work like that. I want it differently. And now, being a successful actor and filmmaker, having maybe also the courage, because I think maybe sometimes it takes a little bit until you think, now I'm ready, now I can do it. Because as you said that a time in Milan, didn't leave you with a good feeling about the fashion industry. But now to like take it on and say, no, now I can do it. And now I'm gonna develop something that is really unique. And then, I mean, I can see it from the jumpsuit.
Thank you.
It's, I've never seen anything like this. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about, the fabric or how it came to life? I mean, I would love to see the drawings like when you were a teenager up to now. I'm the worst drawer. So like everybody who does something, sketches something, like they have like my highest, I don't know how to say that in English, but I'm in awe because I can't paint for, we're not going to say the word. But yeah, at one point I would love to see them. But tell me a little bit more about, how this kind of jumpsuit or how the clothes came to life.
Sure. Well, I would say traditionally, I've never designed for practicality. A lot of
I love that.
never. My designs, like growing up and through fashion school, very avant-garde, very binding, couture and ready to wear, obnoxiously, fantastically magnificent things that you put on and you could become someone else, and just the kind of grandiose art. With these garments for Viãtrix Atelier, I wanted to really service myself and women in your day-to-day lives. One thing I always found a bit silly is that I love my adventure clothes, but when I'm not on Kilimanjaro, I would, you come back from the mountain and you put them in a duffel and they sit in your garage.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, why do we have, not that I don't love multiple wardrobes. I'm the very occasion girl. I have my ski suits and I have my swimsuits and I have the tennis clothes, and like I love an outfit for an occasion. It's very exciting. But are the clothes doing enough if they're only useful in certain scenarios? And also the kind of complexity of the amount of things you need to travel. And I'm quite the overpacker. With the jumpsuit, I had this kind of wild idea. And I think the first concept I had is I wanted to be fully protected. I wanted something that could protect your entire body from insect bites and insect-borne illness. So I wanted something that was chic and stylish, but I could be covered from head to toe. I've been to malaria zones, places with typhoid, yellow fever, ticks.
We don't like that.
We do not like that. I've also had some very extreme encounters with insects. So when I was in my early 20s, I was horseback riding through the jungle in Costa Rica, and we had this very beautiful experience where we were left to have a natural kind of clay mud bath in the jungle and rinse in a waterfall. And I had naively, though I knew better, I think it was just so bowled over by the beauty and splendor of the experience, I left my blouse on a rock. my God. So I leave my blouse on a rock.
Part of me doesn't want to know what's happening
I
next.
know, right?
Sorry.
I mean, and, Costa Rica, I mean, how many thousands of unidentified insects? I mean, you categorize most
Yeah.
of them. So, and then all of a sudden there was a flash monsoon. So we had to run and grab our clothes. I threw my blouse on. We grabbed our horses because they can get quite spooked, especially when thunder and lightning start. I get on the horse and we start, galloping out of the jungle. And as we're on this horse, I start to feel the most intense pain in my skull and throughout my body. And I look down and my arms are turning white, like purple white, and I'm crippling over. And our guide met us, grabbed the horse. And because I was so ill and in so much pain and we didn't know what it turned out we think it was a bullet ant sting, which is one of the 10 most painful stings on earth. They pulled me off of the horse to walk in a flash monsoon with water coming up over my knees through the jungle. And you're thinking, oh my God, there's snakes in this water. Like, what is going to happen? It was just, I could finally hear an ambulance in the distance as it was coming in and out of consciousness. And then when we could see it, it got stuck on a log in the middle of this river that appeared out of nowhere. I was like, oh my God.
This could be a film script in itself, by the way.
We're going to have to make a short, right? But it was just terrifying. And obviously I survived the experience. We think it was a bullet ant, but there's not 100%. I mean, they had to cut my shirt off because my arm like tripled in size. So then it's these experiences, they stay with you. And also I know DEET for a lot of women, I mean, it's really toxic and you can be allergic or if you're pregnant. And I started meeting and interviewing all these incredible women, human rights lawyers, adventure travelers, independent filmmakers. And I thought, okay, what if I can just for fun, could I make one garment that you could like live in for months and wash and change bits of and be able to change your feminine hygiene products in the jungle and then also go to dinner in a Michelin star restaurant. And I just started tinkering with some old dead stock lycra and safety pins and kind of cut and pasting this contraption together.
How many ways? Do you know how many ways you can wear the jumpsuit, by the way?
25 different variations.
Okay, name me 7.
Oh, okay. All right. So at the ankles, you can have a harem pant, a boot cut. You can unzip for kind of like a slightly bell flare. You can roll them up to the knee. So that's
Capri style?
kind of, a little Capri style if you need to like wade through a river or something. Your ankles get hot. I don't know. If you can also, the jumpsuit, it has variations that you can add on. So
okay.
if you do, you can have a removable short. So you can have shorts. So that's 5 within the bottom half.
That's then almost like a play suit, right?
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
It looks really cute with strappy heels.
Yes, I can see that. Yes, amazing.
And is that 5? And the sleeves, you have the same option. So the sleeves, you can have just a kind of straight cut long sleeve.
Yeah.
You can also gather the sleeve and that kind of cute little scrunched, I can't think of the term for it, almost like the way you'd make a harem pant.
Yes.
One of the reasons for that as well is not just because it could look very cute, but if you are in a high insect area, you can pull to protect. The sleeve rolls into a 3/4. Then the entire sleeve is removable from under the armpit, and then you have a cap sleeve.
Love that.
If you want to keep your shoulders covered, and then you can also strap the cap sleeve up. Maybe you want sleeves but shorts, or you want shorts and a cute little ruched chic look for the evening on your shoulders.
And that means, because you said live within it for months, that means like it's probably like you wash it in a sink, dry it, and it probably dries within
a couple hours.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then I think what I'm most proud of, so one of the things I found when traveling is that depending on your accommodation, you may not feel comfortable to leave your really important documents like your passport in your room or in your purse. Perhaps your bag could be snatched. And I wanted to find one of the things that was always sold to me and I always used on my travels was, the fanny pack pouch to hide
Yeah,
your
they are so ugly.
They're ugly and they're bunchy, and even the best design, they're quite uncomfortable. You can see that you have one on,
Yes.
under your
Yeah, I
clothing.
know exactly what you mean.
So I thought, what if I could find a place on the body that you could hide your passport and really precious documents and a
Mhm.
credit card? And I think it's always good to have spare cash in the currency of wherever you are
Mm.
tucked away. And so I played around with a lot of different places on the body, and I found that right under the rib cage on most women, no matter our shape or bust size, that area there sits pretty flatly, and it's a perfect place to hide a passport.
Oh, that's amazing. That's actually true. I'm just like, for the
Yeah,
audience, I'm touching the side of my ribs to see like where this passport could go. Oh, no, that's fantastic. That's a great idea, actually. Genius.
Thank you. And so there's an internal pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It has an RFID blocking fabric that's
Mhm.
made in Germany. And there's a little place in there for your credit card. There's also a trouser I've designed that has a built-in fanny pack. So you get this very chic kind of pleated cover bun style, almost, if you will, and your passport and credit
Oh,
cards sit
nice.
neatly
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, I can imagine that. But for me, what I think is the most incredible thing is, I think goes at the moment with the name the courtesy flap. Is that correct?
That's the best name I could come
Please
up.
tell us about the courtesy flap because it's like, milady, I'm gonna go to the private area. So, if you could tell us a little bit about the courtesy flap.
Yes. So a few of the women that I interviewed and talked to me about their struggles to use the ladies' room, if you will, in certain places.
Oh, 100%. I could tell you like so many countries where you're like, you know, especially the standing bathrooms.
Oh,
Like, what do
the
you do
the
with your,
standing
you
toilet's
know, what
tough,
do you
isn't
do
it?
with your trousers? And if you have a dress, I mean, if you have a dress, you can even wrap, but it's like, it's
Mhm.
a whole thing. So,
And I mean,
um,
the standing toilet's brilliant. It's incredibly hygienic. Physiologically, it's the best natural way
yeah.
to relieve yourself, if
Yeah.
you will. But if you don't grow up in the culture where it's common, it's really something.
The first time I saw it, I was like, I don't understand what
And,
I'm
and
doing. And the local women were like, nah, girl, just stand on it.
yeah, and it doesn't come with instructions. And I had an incident where I slipped in South Korea trying to but also I've been to places like in Tanzania.
You've been to Tanzania?
Mhm.
Oh my God, I think we have to make an episode of all the countries you visited.
Yeah, Tanzania was our starting point for the Kilimanjaro climb.
Okay.
There are two ways to approach the mountain, and my time in Tanzania was beautiful. But there were some, different restroom situations. But it kind of goes past that. So the reason for the courtesy flap, which is something that you can add on to the garment, I met a filmmaker who was 5 months pregnant, going deep into the jungles of Colombia to film a documentary. And I asked her, well, how did you navigate that? You can't put DEET on your skin and, you need the restroom all the time. And she talked about how complex it was. And I thought, well, jumpsuits are fabulous, but they are very tricky.
Yes.
They are very tricky to get on and off.
Yes.
And if I want my body to be covered and protected, what do I do if I need to manage my feminine hygiene products or just go to the bathroom? The way in which we wear garments, I think a lot have traditionally been designed by men, or men are kind of in charge of them.
Yes.
That certain female needs don't really come into consideration. And there's some really brilliant companies where make me blush a little bit, but there's this company called Shiwi. It's great for hikers. So women can use the bathroom in a safe way
Oh,
standing.
yes, I know that.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
fantastic. Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my God,
yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
I'm a bit shy with that one, but when you need something like that, you
Mm.
do. And so the courtesy flap just gives you the option of courtesy
Yeah.
should you need it.
Fantastic.
And the zip is concealed, and it's created in a way that's flattering and almost unnoticeable. It just
It
looks
is.
like a
Yours,
seam.
yours has one right now,
The
right?
one I'm wearing has one right
Yes,
now.
I didn't. I you
I've
don't.
Tried it out.
Yeah, of course you have to. You have to try it out. So, so that's the jumpsuit, and then there's also a dress
There is a dress.
that I am wearing, my friends, and
Oh
it
my
looks absolutely gorgeous, smoking hot. And I'm like a 5'4", so that's what was very impressive when I first met you, because you're a model and you have like a model body, and I'm like. And she's like, Lena, do you want to wear one of dresses? And I'm like, this dress is not going to fit me because I'm a tiny, tiny person. But I was incredibly impressed. It fits perfectly. So this is what I like about good fashion, because many clothing you can't, you love it, but you can't wear it if you don't have a certain shape or if you have a certain size. And I was extremely surprised, I have to say, that the
Thank
dress
you.
fit me.
I wasn't. I knew you'd look gorgeous. But no, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. One thing I did, especially, I'm a postpartum woman. I have a 10-year-old daughter.
Mm.
Our bodies are different.
Yes.
You and I discuss this as women.
Yes.
Oh, our bodies are different. And sometimes they're different, 5, 6 times in just one day. And,
Yeah.
and we fluctuate. And though we shouldn't, it's natural. We can have parts of our body that we're bashful about.
Mm.
And I wanted to find, I like to work with what we've got in the best of ways,
Yes.
right? And so the jumpsuit, for example, this particular one, I will design other styles and variations, but this one has a lovely kind of ruched gathering across the front of the body.
That would be my choice.
As it is mine at the moment. And they've done the same for the dress.
Yeah.
Right? So if we have that bit of, I hate even saying a bit of a tummy because it's so cute and it's beautiful. But if we just like a little more of a sleek kind of shape,
Yes.
the gathering is very intentionally
Mm.
designed and placed where it is to give you that, pull your waist in a bit, give you that feeling of femininity,
Yes,
if
absolutely.
you will.
Yes, absolutely.
I looked at a lot of beautiful gowns from old Hollywood.
Yes.
And
They have the best shapes.
oh my God, and stunning drapery work. Oh,
Yes.
just beautiful. So I thought, how can I combine like traditional drapery with what I know, which is this beautiful like Italian block pattern? How can we do Italian tailoring, clean lines, throw in a bit of drapery, and make something that you can throw on and feel elegant, sexy, sensual, professional, and effortless? One of our ambassadors is an incredible human rights lawyer, Sangeeta Iyengar. And I interviewed her as I was designing this dress about her life. And some of the notes she gave me, she said, like, I get in those big Humvees when I'm in the field. I need to be able to climb in and out of a giant military vehicle. I need to go to a professional meeting. I need to go to a luncheon. I don't have time to change my clothes. She's a human rights lawyer trying to fight incredible, impossible battles for refugees. Can I give her something? The last thing that we women should have to worry about is how we present, what we put on, or what we wear.
Yes.
We should be able to get dressed in a second, just like the men do,
Yeah.
and walk into that room and own it without question.
Yes.
So
Bravo.
that for me. Sometimes you don't even know how passionate you are about something until you articulate
talking about it.
So I guess there's a lot of feminist fire in that dress. And the dress, it has paramethrin in it, an insecticide. So it will protect you from mosquitoes, ticks, and
Which
triggers.
is the best.
Best.
What I like about that is, I mean, of course, like Sangeeta, like she has it like into extreme, but we talked about it also, go to dinner or something. And if I like imagine wearing this jumpsuit, and then, sometimes you go on a hike, or you visit the city, and then you go to a jungle, or you go to the desert, and then you go back to the town, and you don't have time to go back to the hotel, or you don't want to for whatever reason. But the thought of like you can wear like one garment like the whole day without, as you said, like men, like without have to worry about. This is, oh my God, imagine what we can do with the time we have left.
Oh,
or like
so much
all the
free
time
time.
we've accumulated in a way,
Yeah.
like not having to worry about what to wear and how to change. And this is absolutely incredible. My next question for you is, where are the products made and where does the fabric come from?
So all the fabric comes from Europe.
Mhm.
At the moment, we source everything from France, from Ecotech certified mills. The textile that the dress is made from comes from a family-owned and operated mill in France. Unfortunately, this iteration of the dress is heritage stock, so get it while you can. It's the last of its kind. And then I'm hoping to innovate with new textiles moving forward. The fabric for the jumpsuit is recycled, and it comes from a certified sustainable mill in Italy. And everything is made in North London very proudly.
Wow. So sustainable is very important to you.
Yes.
Ethically sourced is important to you. I assume because you're an ambassador for Nomi Network, the work conditions
Yes,
are incredibly important for you.
it's incredibly important to me that I could create a slavery-free supply chain.
Yes.
The jumpsuit's taken me almost 10 years to design and perfect. It's gone through multiple iterations and adjustments. My supply chain has broken down multiple times because of the complexities of sourcing textiles, where I could, in fact, have transparent conversations with what the working conditions are. It was very important to me that not one jeopardized hand touched any part of the garment from inception of the textile throughout.
Which is shockingly hard to achieve, right?
It's I mean, it's beyond, and it's
Yeah.
still it's incredibly complex as well. Working with innovative or sustainable fabrics, I've been really, really, really grateful for the sustainable angle and the incredible mills that they audit and can bring and compile for designers to come in and see the offering and the understanding and have that trust and create a relationship for us with these different mills, but they don't always offer what's required. So for me, the jumpsuit is tricky because it needs to be a synthetic. It needs to be a synthetic if you want to have the permethrin treatment. And so there are complexities with that, where also part of my passion with designing is female health and the health of the wearer. And at the moment, to my knowledge and my deep research, there isn't an organic textile that can take this insecticide application, hold it, and keep you safe.
Yeah.
And that was particularly important to me because if you are going to go somewhere where there's malaria and Zika virus, and it's funny, we're talking about the jungle, but it isn't just the jungle. I mean, women living in Brazil, or I remember being in St. Petersburg in October and just I think I counted 45 mosquito bites. I had a fever and rash and St. Petersburg. So
Sweden.
Sweden, yeah.
Sweden is the mosquitoes love it here.
They love it. So it is a negotiation. And so for me, I have my non-negotiables with where I get fabrics, and then also a bit of flexibility depending on what's required to make that garment serviceable to the wearer.
So tell me a little bit about the name of the brand, because it's very unique, and the Swedes would say spännande. It's like an exciting name.
Oh, well, thank you. It took me years to find the right name.
It's such a great process, though, to find a name that suits what you want it to be or to say.
Yeah, and it was very tricky to find something that fully embodied this kind of feminine power and sense of adventure. And then I finally found this lovely ancient Latin word, Viãtrix, which is the feminine of the Viator, which on paper can be read as Viatrix, is how you may see it. I got out my Latin dictionary. I listened to a lot of very intense conversations, a lot of linguistics professors, about the pronunciation of Latin as it would have been the best they can imagine it to have been. And this just felt like the perfect fit.
What does it mean?
It means female wanderer, traveler, adventurer.
Perfect.
So I thought, well, that's quite perfect. And then the atelier is the creative studio of, I wanted the brand and the offering to be more than only adventure travel clothing. It's more about the spirit of the woman that would wear the clothes.
Yeah.
And what else might she wear? Yeah. So the garments today, they are the adventure wear category of the brand. And then we'll be adding in some very beautiful silk and linen pieces and some different things, which very much looking forward to.
So from what I hear is that you are into like, I wouldn't say quirky, but you're interested like in old stuff, like you said.
I'm an eccentric.
We could call it. Oh, we love that, Nicola the eccentric. But you are interested in as you said, in like old language, and we've been in London together to the VA a couple of times because you remember. You are into languages and you really do investigate, and like have like a really an interest in how things work in general, or like the word and like how is it pronounced. And so when we started working together as your editor, I found it incredible that the website goes beyond just buying the clothes, but it's like kind of an exploration for a person to, it's a little bit of a view of like your personal view of like cities and exhibitions that interest you. But so there's also some kind of, how do you say that? It's more like a deep dive into your world as a person and as a traveler. Do I say that correctly? The pillars, the field notes, the women that interest us, all these kind of incredible things that go beyond the website and beyond the shopping, that, the viewer or the visitor of the website actually can, read up and explore so many more things.
Yeah.
And I had the pleasure of working with you on that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm all for it. So tell me a little bit about that.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess it's obscure culture fair curated by Nicola Peluso.
I love, oh my, can you say that again, please?
Maybe we should change that on the website.
You're
my editor. I yield to you.
Yes, I like it.
I don't know. I think I've always been a bit of an odd bird, and I don't know. Such this lust for life and adventure and such curiosity for the obscure. And I thought, I can't be the only woman who's like this. And throughout history, we don't hear enough about them. We know the great Amelia Earhart, and there are these women here and there.
Marie Curie and really famous ones.
Exactly. And rightly so, we should hear of them. But, on contrast, the amount of men, the adventurers, the explorers, the renegades, these powerhouses. And I thought, there have to be more women. And there are millions throughout history.
Yes.
And it's exciting. And I thought, well, why not? Why not share a bit about them and reading about these different incredible women, so inspiring.
Yes, it's for me it was like a deep dive into like a kind of a new knowledge, because we like you had like given me names, and then I started to investigate a little bit more, and then I like read books about them and read up on them. And I think currently on the website we have San Mao.
Yes.
Which
her
I was like, oh
poetry
my
is
God.
Like,
I have never heard of her.
Yeah.
Until,
and you go, oh, I'm found.
Yes.
My soul is alive.
And her book, and it's incredible because she's like one of the OGs fashionistas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she's also like a traveling writer, and it's so incredible. And there's so many more. The rafting lady.
Georgie White Clark. Georgie White Clark.
Yes.
Oh, she's so bad.
Yeah.
So
with her leotard.
cool. Oh my God.
Running
and her
down the
can
canyon.
Of beer and her feathers.
So, dear listeners, I encourage you to look at the website and also at the Instagram, because there's some wonderful footage and pictures about women adventurer that like hardly anyone knows about, or maybe many people know about it. And it's, maybe if someone knows one of these women, please drop us a note and
Yeah,
say, I know about her.
Send them our way. Send us more.
Yes.
There's some great recipes on there as well.
Yeah.
Cuisine, and it's incredibly important to me. My mother's first generation Italian American on her father's side, and I grew up surrounded by food, and she's very strict taskmaster in the kitchen. A real passion for food and how that connects us to culture and identity. So we'll be sharing a lot of lovely, lovely recipes.
Yes, we're going to have one recipe by you soon up, I think.
And we have an amazing, amazing recipe up right now that Lena kindly introduced me to, the most incredible pasta chef.
Yes, her name is Gaia, and she used to have a restaurant in East London where I celebrated my 44th birthday, like a private dining experience.
In Shoreditch,
For
right?
Shoreditch, yes. And she kindly offered us one of her, like she makes pasta herself. She's like a studied chef from Bologna, so I tried the recipe myself. It's it's absolutely wonderful. So as you can see, we're foodies, and we are
Big
fashionistas.
foodies.
And we also like to travel, so there's also a city guide on it that I've been working on. So it's London. It's like all our favorite hunting grounds. We've been to all the places.
Yes, we have, again and again. And I'm really proud of the city guide because it's taken a year and a half to come together.
Surprisingly, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, let's
man.
get a city guide. And then, I don't know, but it was worth it. I think it was absolutely worth it.
So worth it.
Finding all that stuff. And then there will be more, which is in the pipeline, the artifact section, which we're very excited about.
Very excited. Yes, I collect lots of quirky gizmos and gadgets and ancient bits and things. And so I invited all the different women that we will be interviewing to bring some of their personal artifacts. So we can't wait to see Lena's. She's first up.
Oh, yeah,
I said I demand an artifact for
Yes,
them.
I actually have two. Like one is a trinket from Murano, Murano, the island near Venice who makes the glass, and the other one is when I did my first solo travel to Morocco, and it's like a woven, like a tiny carpet, like a rug in a frame.
Almost like a miniature tapestry, or
Yes, exactly, like a miniature tapestry from Marrakesh. Yes, so this will gonna be my artifact.
I can't wait to see it.
So, Nicola, I think my last question for you would be, if there's one place you could travel to right now, where would you go?
Right this very moment.
Yes, right this very moment.
California.
California.
Yeah, I think I go home.
Okay.
Oh my God. I mean, I love Europe,
Yes.
and as you know, I live in London, but I haven't been home in a few months.
Yes.
And I'm born and bred in Santa Monica, so
This is your favorite place.
oh, I'd love to lay on the beach.
Your stopping place, in a
That's
way.
my
This is the-
stomping ground.
Yeah.
I think I would go to Cha Cha Chicken and grab some of their jerk chicken enchiladas and go down to the beach and watch the waves break and look at the beautiful blue lifeguard stands. And
Oh, yes. I mean, it's one of the most magical places in the world that I've
Mhm.
been so far. I mean, there's so many countries that I still have to visit. I think you have visited plenty more. As I said, we're going to talk in another episode about it, I think. But is there like a new country on the list for the future?
Yes, I mean, I would love to go to Mongolia and Siberia, Cambodia. I would love to go to Cambodia.
I haven't been either.
That's my dream. And then there's this very unique city. Well, not unique to those who live there, I'm sure, but there's a city called Vladivostok.
Yeah. There's like a German song about it, I think.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
am desperate to go. It's at the very, very, very furthest eastern tip of Russia, but down above North Korea and right next to Inner Mongolia.
Yeah.
And it's on the Sea of Japan. And I just think that must be the most incredibly culturally diverse, dynamic. Oh, I'm so curious to go. And I hear they have like a really raging music festival, which looks awesome. So that's another place that I'd like to go. but I could ramble on and on because I want to go everywhere.
So my biggest dream has been Japan forever.
Me too.
Basically just because I'm such a major foodie and this is my favorite food in the world. I could eat it every day. I could eat sushi for breakfast. Give me the miso soup.
I know.
I have like a very, I don't know. I mean,
Some
I'm
Japanese
German.
whiskey.
Oh, yes. I'm German, so I'm grown up on like potatoes and meat and stuff, but like
Maybe that's why you want the
maybe
complete
that's what's something
opposite.
different. And it's Iceland.
Oh,
I would love to see Iceland. Have you been to Iceland?
no, not yet.
so maybe
I would love to go.
we can take the clothes on the road.
Let's go now.
Let's go now.
Let's go right now.
So, our dear listeners, Lena and Nicola from
Viãtrix Atelier.
are very happy that you tuned in to us, and I'm very excited about the next person you are going to interview because from now on, the sides are going to be switched and Nicola will be your host. And I might dip in from time to time as either co-host or maybe have some nonsense to add. And we are very looking forward to spend some more time with you. So we're going to sign off from Soho House Stockholm. In Swedish, we would say tack så mycket.
Tack så mycket.
In German, we would say
Dankeschön.
in English, we would say thank you. In Italian, we would say grazie.
Grazie mille.